Noon. The time is 3:03. The Finance Committee, the Finance Committee, a meeting of January 29th, 2026 is hereby called to order. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman at-large Keith Larson.
Here.
Alderman Dan Barrero.
Here.
Alderman Edward J. Bug.
Here.
Vice Chair Carl Franco.
Here.
And Chairman Masiacos is present.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to start with the approval of minutes. Clerk, could you please read the next item?
26-0040, approval of the minutes from the Finance Committee meeting held on January 15th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Franco, second by Alderman Dan Barrero. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Clerk, do we have any members of the public wishing to provide public comment?
No, we do not.
Okay, well then, Clerk, well, if the committee would allow, we'll move on to the agenda. I would love to add, I should bump up item 26-0050, since both to work with the first agenda item that they both have to relate with the Fox Valley Music Foundation. So with that said, we can start with the first one. I'd like to bump up 26-0050 to be first in line. So Clerk, if you could please start with that item, if there are no objections.
Item 26-0050, a resolution authorizing the extension of a lease with the Fox Valley Music Foundation for property at 19-21 Broadway.
Dr. Caputo, welcome.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm Brian Caputo, Chief Operating Officer. The item that you have here today is a request to extend the lease of the Fox Valley Music Foundation at 19 to 21 South Broadway. Currently, that lease is set to expire in 2027. However, the organization would like to invest in the renovation of bathrooms within the facility, and before they do that, they'd like to have some assurance that they can stay for a longer period of time. So they asked for a 5-year extension. So as I mentioned, they would like to renovate the restrooms. That's the primary motivator bringing this back, or bringing this up right now. Also, they have agreed to allow us access to use the facility when they don't have it committed for other reasons. Also, we've increased the insurance requirement a little bit, and that the rent would stay the same under the agreement. No change from the prior lease. That is $1,185 per year in lieu of what would be real estate taxes paid to the city in the East Aurora School District for the entity if it were taxable, and also $125 a year in lieu of the special service area tax that would apply for SSA 1. So that is the sum of what we've got here.
Okay. Are we all set for questions?
Yes.
All right.
I move for approval.
We have a question. Who's got
a question.
Okay, Alderman Franco.
Since we own the building, shouldn't it be our responsibility to pay for the renovations of the bathrooms? Isn't it typically how it is? You own something, you're renting it out, but construction or anything that has to be done would be the owner's responsibility. I'm glad it's not, but I'm just wondering why that would be.
That's a subject of negotiation.
Okay.
As I understand it, I wasn't here during the time when this transpired, but apparently before they moved in to the building, they also made some improvements to the facility that also might be an explanation for why the lease payment is as low as it is.
So that was just an existing kind of amended thing that's not normal, but they worked it out in advance. It's just, I'm happy. I would prefer them to pay for it. It just seems unusual that an owner wouldn't do something as opposed to the leasee. Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay. Alderman Keith Larson, do you have a?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah, just a quick question about the changes to the insurance requirements. Is that upping their insurance costs, or is it already covering their?
It is upping their insurance cost. I don't know how much it's upping their insurance cost. The fundamental insurance coverage that we look for in any situation is $1 million per incident and $2 million in the aggregate. And under contemporary terms, in the contemporary environment, that is still pretty low. Things can definitely go beyond that. So what we did is try to do something that we thought would be manageable to add to the insurance and ask them to add a $1 million umbrella on top of that. I mean, again, it's a question of assessing the risk. Still, it's helpful to get the extra $1 million.
Mhm. Yeah, just want to make sure that it's something they're aware of and within their means.
Oh, they absolutely are aware of it. That was something that we were very clear about.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Second.
Alderman Bug.
Thank you. Yeah, I took a good look at this, and I remember when we did this in 2022. Mr. Debo presented at that time, and we did a lot of cost analysis on what fair market value would be for someone to go into that space. That's all said after the whole deal we did with them. So they put a lot of money into it, but we were going to knock the building down. We were going to demolish it and give it to someone on the market outright. They came with the proposal for the venue. We gave them a very large forgivable loan. And so there was a partnership, a very good partnership. The venue's done great work there. They do a lot of work with the schools, which is fantastic. But we did talk about moving it toward what would be fair market value. So I didn't know if Mr. Debo was still in on this. First, I wanted to see what would fair market value be. So right now we're at $1,400 for the year. What would the other be? So we have something to compare it to, and then have the discussion on where we're at.
We could pull together that information.
Okay.
If I may, Chairman, I was going to answer your earlier question to me. Shannon Cameron, Chief of Staff. Just from their 990 in 2024, their revenue was $776,000, and their expenses ran $794,000. So they were in the red a bit in 2024, just so you have an idea of their
Okay.
financial situation.
Okay. And I understand, it's a nonprofit. They're not in the ballgame to quote unquote make money. They serve a great benefit to Aurora and to the area. Of course, we take all this in light of the budget that we just went through and some other things we had to do with some other entities. So I'll just say this. I want to take a look at the fair market value, and moving forward, I would like to see, even if it was somewhat ceremonial, but well, one, I would like to see a shorter lease term than 5 years, and two, I would like to see an amount, even if the rent was raised $10 a year, and that gives the indication that we're moving forward. I think we all know that the difference between $1,400 a year and what this fair market value is going to be a very, very large gap, huge. But we take into account they're a nonprofit and what they give to the city. So Yeah. That's the information that I would want to see, and I would, well, I'll let you go forward.
I'm a little bit in the same category, and that was my questions just a little while ago to our chief of staff as well, is there is, in 2023, they had a surplus of $120,000 in revenue, total revenue, gifts, contributions, and in 2024, it went up to $200,000. So they are making progress, which is great. You want to see them make progress. The question is, like Alderman Bugg said, why is the lease terms staying the same over 5 years? I understand they're putting in a fair amount of improvements, and I think we've already been a trusted partner, and we've shown we're a trusted partner even through COVID. I think we went down at $10, I think, to rent during COVID as well. We've gone above and beyond to show our support to them, and that we want them to be there. But I'd also like to know where they're going with their mission statement and their purpose that they've stated too. Where are they in general all around? It would be great if they were here. I wish they were here for a 5-year lease. It's not just a renewal of 1-year lease that with some understood projections from past approvals, but I just don't understand it myself from a business perspective, and trying to be decent stewards of our city properties too as well. I think that the community would expect from us. So I'm not ready to move forward with a recommendation, but there is a motion right now by Alderman Barrero and a second by Alderman Franco. Personally, again, I'd like to see someone here to do all our homework here, so Committee of the Whole would know that we did the best we could before it went before them for additional conversation and update towards an approval or a city council recommendation one way or the other. So with that said, I will ask the clerk to call the, pardon me?
Chairman?
Alderman Barrero.
Yeah, I am in favor of this, but in light of the information that you're seeking, I'm going to retract my motion.
Okay.
I move to hold this item here for 2 weeks.
Okay, we can do that if that's so much the wish of the committee to hold it for 2 weeks. Do we need a vote on that to hold it?
Yes.
All
We
right.
need a second.
But then we have a second also by Alderman Franco.
So I'll retract my second. So I guess my question is there any urgency to get this done?
I'm not aware of any urgency.
All right. And then I guess my other question is, and I would like to hear from the venue too, but if the venue comes in and answers questions a certain way, are we going to deny it? Or, I'm just saying,
Well-
so I mean, I want to hear too, because it's interesting where they want to go forward.
Well, I
just
think
don't know if the vote is going to change depending on what they tell us or not, that's all.
Alderman, I think what we need to do, we need to go back and talk to them and talk about whether a shorter lease is something that's
Right.
palatable, look at the market values. I think this was approached with the spirit of trying to support a not-for-profit that didn't have enormous surplus resources. So that's, quite frankly, I wasn't involved in the negotiations of this, but that's the spirit of it, as I understand it.
Well,
Could
I think-
I'm sorry.
No, I think it's fair if they come and speak for themselves at this juncture and tell us where they're at, what they're trying to achieve, and how they want to achieve it. Because we also should be stewards of these buildings and these properties. Like Alderman Franco said, the anticipation was that, and we also have to look out for our partner, which is the school district, interpretation, who are part of this deal. How do we move forward? Is it mandatory that they keep this rent level the same in order to get this project moving forward? We don't even know what type of improvements they're doing. Also, I mean, is it just ADA grab bars? Is it a full blown out, tear down, add more washrooms? Or are we just doing paint and finishes and partition replacements too? I think we need to know the exact overall scope of what we're agreeing to. Not that we don't have, I'll speak for myself, not that we don't support them, and then continual growth and expansion and improvement.
And if I can piggyback on that, so, yes, I would like to know what the reservations are going to look like, because if they made $200,000 a couple of years ago, and it's gonna cost them $200,000, well, there you go. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure that the math works, that they're not like, we're gonna do a $28,000 thing, but we're making a couple $100,000. If it's gonna cost you, then it makes more sense. You're making the money, but you're putting the money back in, that kind of thing, so that would be good to know also, I would think.
It's a good thing that they want to expand. There's nothing wrong with it, but expansion means that you have growth. And how are we part of that growth too as well? So I appreciate the questions. So we have both motions, original motions retracted. We have a motion by Alderman Ed Bugg to hold for 2 weeks. I'll second that. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Excuse me. Alderman at-large Keith Larson.
Yes.
Alderman Dan Barrero.
Yes.
Alderman Edward J. Bugg.
Yes.
Vice Chair Carl Franco.
Yes.
Chairman Masiacos.
Yes.
5 yes.
Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, sir. And clerk, could you please start from the top of the agenda at this point?
Item 26-0017, a resolution authorizing a memorandum of understanding with the Fox Valley Music Foundation for the venue's use of Mundy Park for the calendar year of 2026.
Okay, Mr. Mike.
Chairman, Council, Mike Nelson, Events Director for the city. This is our annual agreement with the Fox Valley Music Foundation for their usage of Mundy Park for the calendar year of 2026. A handful of times during the warmer months, they utilize Mundy Park with outdoor concerts, shows, rentals, etc. It is a great usage of the property. Never had an issue with the venue. They're fantastic to work with. They respect the property, and they're a great partner.
I move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion by Alderman Dan Barrero, second by Alderman Keith Larson. Any further questions on the, okay, Alderman Bugg.
Thank you. Thanks for coming forward on this matter. Just quick question. How does it work when another party or entity wants to use Mundy Park?
Sure.
Because I've heard various things.
Sure.
I don't always believe what
Sure.
people are telling me.
Yes.
So let's go to the expert. You
Yeah.
tell us how it works out.
Yep, so each, mid-December, I reach out to the venue and ask for their list of 2026 dates in which they plan to utilize Mundy. I get those in the calendar. Per the agreement, the venue has first usage of the property. I plug in those dates in our calendar, and from then on, whatever dates the venue is not utilizing Mundy Park, it is then available to the public to rent and utilize. There are stipulations that we ask the public to, work with when it comes to renting the park, such as amplified sound and whatnot. Of course, if the venue's hosting a concert or whatnot inside of their establishment, we do our best to ensure that we don't have any conflicting sound on the outside, but it does work pretty nicely.
Okay, so when an outside party rents it, what is that fee?
It's truly just our $25 permit application fee, and the applicant, the event organizer would apply for a special event permit through my office, citing the location as Mundy Park. And we then just go with them on, we gather a site plan, get some contact information, typical event information, and then we always inform the venue of that permitted event. Typically do a little swap of contact info between the venue and the permanent event organizer, just so that there's no confusion or questions day of, and that everyone's in communication with each other, so we typically have no issues.
Okay.
Yes. Does that answer your question? Or?
It does,
Okay,
definitely.
perfect.
And just one further aspect.
Sure.
So when someone, and I it's probably through you also, when someone rents Water Street Mall.
Yep.
But they, I guess, don't rent Mundy Park, how does that work?
So that's a great question. So in our special event permit application, they simply cite usage of just the Water Street Mall. If they were to add Mundy in there as an additional location, then we would tie all of it together. So typically, though, typically someone that's doing something on the mall, aside from maybe Alley Art Fest, most people are just utilizing the Water Street Mall. Yeah, they kind of, it's usually one or the other.
Okay.
I hardly see organizers utilizing both. But yeah, there's a lot. I will say the Water Street Mall is lined with electric. Electric in Mundy is a bit sparse, so people do tend to utilize the Water Street Mall. Now, the electric is something we're working on. It's a part of a future plan with Mundy, but for now, I do think, and the Water Street Mall is just with the string lights everywhere and the landscaping and whatnot, it's a very nice event space. You can fit many tents on there. It's heavily utilized.
Okay. That's it.
Any other questions? Do we have a motion to approve or disapprove from committee? Did you make a motion already?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, my apologies.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Damborero, second by Alderman Ed Bug. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Nelson.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Clerk, could you please read the next item on the agenda?
26-0018, a resolution approving the acceptance of a donation from Tenovations in the amount of $360,000 worth of personal protective equipment for the city's use to prevent the spread of disease this winter.
Anyone from staff? All right, Chief of Staff, excellent.
Chief of Staff, Shannon Cameron. Received this to help not only some of our functions of the city, but also other service agencies and nonprofits. Just asking to accept this donation that will go to help a variety of things, including our temporary warming center will be using masks, the gloves, and antibacterial hand sanitizer, as well as other emergency shelters we would be offering for them to select what they may need, domestic violence shelters, and other Aurora-based nonprofit organizations and social service agencies that may have a need for these items. The items donated were face shields, face masks, hand sanitizer, and gloves. So our community services department will be maintaining the PPE request lists and inventory master list, and then review and approve requests for any that. Also, of course, our EMA, our emergency management, has also been involved in this process and anything they may need and want to store for any sort of local emergencies. So phase one is reaching out to any city staff that, like EMA, et cetera, that might want to store some of these items, and then to our warming center that we're contracted with, and then out to the broader community. We don't hope to just store these things inevitably. We want to make use of them in the community. And then, we've already, I believe Community Services has already created a form ready to send that out once approved by City Council, to then go ahead and let people request these things, and then they can schedule a time to pick up. Happy to answer any questions.
No, this is a nice gift, I would say.
Mhm.
for the city.
Very generous. Currently, it's being stored over at Central Garage.
Okay, question, are we getting something that was post-COVID or pre-COVID?
Yeah, so the
Real quick.
company that's donating is a really interesting company in Aurora, where they do a lot of food science and work, and create products which allow things to, they do all the work around, making sure the lid and the container can make sure that the food lasts as long as possible, whether it's refrigerated or shelf stable. And they kind of stepped up to the charge during COVID when, as one of the manufacturers that was trying to get proper PPE to all area places, and they had been storing it and they wanted to make use of it and get rid of it, and reached out to the mayor's office, and we thought we could help our local agencies with getting it used, as there are still lots of people in need of these items.
Yeah, no, the root of that question comes from a personal experience, and right after COVID, family and friends were always asking me, what's the expiration date on that liquid,
Yeah.
hand sanitizer? And I'm like, expiration? Not gonna have an expiration. Everything's, sterile in here,
Yeah.
right? But, no, that's, I'm excited about this, and I saw that also posted on social media, I believe, correct?
Yeah,
Not the
yeah,
paper.
it's a very large amount, so, we're thankful to all the city employees that helped get the items over there, and now we're excited to share it with the community as long as you all and the council approves.
Sure, all right. Any other questions from the committee?
Motion to approve?
I have a
Second.
motion by Alderman Keith Larson, a second by Alderman Ed Bug. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Ms. Cameron, Shannon Cameron. Clerk, could you read the last item on the agenda?
26-0054, a resolution authorizing the acceptance of a Link Up Illinois Double Value Match Grant for the 2026 season of the Aurora Farmers Market.
Mike Nelson, Community Events Director for the city. This is our annual grant that we receive from Link Up Illinois. It's a great double match grant that really benefits our SNAP/EBT market patrons. It's a fantastic program. I would really love to see the city/the Aurora Farmers Market receive accept the grant again. It is really heavily utilized and impacts so many families. It's very, very important.
Agreed, at least from the chair. Any questions by the committee?
Question.
Question, Alderman Franco.
Mike, does this work with the one in West Plaza also? It's
Yep.
both farm
Yes, it
markets?
covers both
Okay,
markets.
okay.
Yep.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
So moved.
We got a motion.
Second?
Silence.
We got a motion from Alderman Carl Franco, a second by Alderman Keith Larson. Do you have another question?
I'll ask a question, so I won't have another year to ask it, right?
Yes, bring it on.
Yeah.
No, yes, sir.
Any thoughts again on the east side?
Yeah, oh yeah, always looking at new locations. Currently on the west side, the property has been up for sale for a while, so we're hoping that our contact will allow us to use it again. So if not, we're always scoping the city for new locations. So of course, always we're having conversations. So yes, just really focused on finding, when you move a market, I've learned, you really are looking at demographics. Location is huge. Visibility is so important. Yes, but to answer your question, yes, we're looking into it.
Okay.
Can I make one more comment?
Yes, Alderman Franco.
If they can't go back to West Plaza,
Sure.
I would suggest School District 129 parking lot, because they're all for the summer. They don't use it that much anyway, and it's
Sure.
pretty close, and we've used it for other things, and floral things and stuff like that. So
At the downer location.
Right, so
Yes.
that would be an option. I just want to
Yep.
throw that out there now. Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
And speaking, because I'm not well-versed on the west market, what is the time frame for the west market?
The midweek markets, they run the first Wednesday through, from July, typically through the first Wednesday in September. So that cuts into it a little bit into the school year, but we're flexible. Our tentative dates are, like I said, the first Wednesday through July this year through the first Wednesday in September, but we're spanning it. I think it's a total of 10 weeks.
Are you finished? Or
I'm done.
I just want to make
I'm
sure.
done.
Okay. How far east do we look when you do look? I mean, do we
We've
stop?
done
Do we
Far
go
East, yeah, we've done Far East, we've looked at Phillips Park at the Visitor Center, we've looked Far East out by Alderman Bug. We've looked in, I think when I started here, we had our East Side Market at St. Mary's? Is that correct? The church next to the Eola Fitness Center.
Yeah.
What is that?
The Catholic Church.
Yes, sir.
St.
It's
Mary's?
escapes me. No, it's not St. Mary's.
Neola by the park.
Yeah.
Right next to, I think,
Our
Wabansie
Lady
Valley High
of-
School.
It escapes me, but yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir. So we look all over, to be honest. We're just looking for visibility. It does help having the market not so close to a grocery store, I will say. The west side, that is one of the things on the west side where we now have El Paso right across the street. We've got Aldi and Jewel. So that's something that we're considering. It's nice, kind of. The grocery stores don't like to have us super close to them. So we're always looking.
So we have one on the west side.
Yes.
It's not a desirable spot for our local business, but we're looking one on the east side that is also not going to upset
Yeah.
the businesses that we're
It's
doing on the
finding-
west side.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's finding the sweet spot. So it's hard to find, but they're out there.
So are we waiting till we find the sweet spot, or are we gonna make the plunge and maybe disappoint one or two businesses on the east side like we do on the west? That's what I'm trying to get at.
I'd like to find the sweet spot. I'd love to find the sweet spot. I don't like moving things. I like finding a spot that we can keep it there for a few years. Our guests, our patrons get used to it, and people don't like change. So it's nice to find a location that we feel very confident in, that'll work for a few years. And again, if there are any recommendations, you know the wards better than I do, so please throw them my way.
Okay, so out there by Route 59 would be a terrible location, probably. Anywhere out
They've
that way.
got access to so much out there, so I don't know. We also looked at, on the west side, before Factor went in, we looked at maybe utilizing when it was just the Cosmopolitan Marketplace parking lot. But that would have been nice because it's very visible. But 59's a little chaotic for it, but
I would travel down New York Street.
we did one on
and
New York.
Going, okay.
Yeah, we did one.
Past Aldi's.
Yep, we did one near, just adjacent to New York Street, and it was right by Ollie's. I think it was in between Ollie's and the old Second National Bank there, a parking lot.
I mean, past Aldi's. Before you
Aldi's.
get all the way to.
Oh, sure,
uh,
on New York, yep,
towards
kind
59.
of around Farnsworth.
Just a little west of Farnsworth, yes.
Okay,
Where you have
Yeah.
that,
yeah,
you have a lot of lots over there,
yes, we do, yes,
so,
yes, no, that's a great idea.
yeah. Anyway, I don't want to keep you here all day.
No,
We can
appreciate
get
it.
these ideas to you after.
Well,
off
again,
record,
yeah,
too.
if you have,
Oh, you mean
please.
where the barbecue place used to be?
There's a lot of things. All that row where we used to have automobile row when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the barbecue
Sure.
place. used to be.
And again, like I said, I would love to heavily, rely on you to provide me with if you have any locations that you think might be a suitable spot for one, please send it my way. We'll look at it, and we do site visits. That's the best way to get out there and take a look and really kind of figure out if it'll work or not. So please let me know.
Sure, okay. I believe we have a motion to approve in a second already. So, all those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, sir, very much. And if you can wait after the meeting for me a minute, I appreciate it. Is there anything else to come before the committee?
Motion to adjourn?
Got a motion adjourned by Alderman Franco.
Second.
A second by Alderman Dan Barrero. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0. We are adjourned at 3:37. Thank you, one and all.